What's poppin', people? Come on back. Today we're talking about the Pokemon TCG Pocket, specifically another thing that I'm just carving myself into a niche to, but let's talk about a deck that'll farm the new Cresselia event. Alright, so just as every single other one that I've done of these before, this is going to be an auto deck that you can just put on auto, leave the game alone, and it'll win a very, very good majority of the time. Not all the time. We'll get into the reason why when we go into the games, but let's go over the deck list really quick. I just called it Auto Mass because it's just a mass, because it's a steel type deck. We have 2 Meltan, 2 Melmetal, 2 Dialga EX, 2 Potions, 2 X Speed, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Red Cards, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Sabrinas, and 2 Leaf. It's pretty self-explanatory, so let's just go ahead and get into the game. All right, let's go ahead and hit Expert, do Auto, and then just get this going. And I guess while it plays, I'll talk to you guys for a little bit. It's been a minute. I kind of am going about content creation in the way of just doing it when I'm feeling it. And I haven't been feeling it recently. The last event that I played, it was the water event for Blastoise. And it was like, okay, I guess I could make a video on this. However, it's going to be the three-peat of the Autodose deck, basically. So I didn't really want to make a video on that one. That one was pretty straightforward, at least in my opinion. So I didn't think a video needed to be made. If you guys wanted to see a video, let me know. I'll make sure to make them from now on, as long as I'm still doing this as like a little fun thing that I'm doing. But the idea of this deck, Dialga helps feed your Melmetal slash, what's the lower Evo name that I can't think of the name of? Meltan. It feeds the energy, so it doesn't have to use a mass. It just builds up and has a really good base on your bench. Every other card in there is just to feed into the idea of getting the cards and switching out your opponents, and then making them retreat easier, because the high retreat cost on Melmetal, I've noticed, was like a really big detriment. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward, pretty self-explanatory. We're gonna do the same thing that we always do. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna talk to you guys, we're just gonna experience the gameplay together, and then go through a couple of games back to back, see what the win rate is. Now, when I tested this deck earlier today, it won about, I want to say, out of the 13, 14, 15 games that I played, it won like 12 of them. And the majority of them consecutively. So I would say that the vast majority of the games that it plays, it wins, and the other ones are just lost for dumb reasons, and I'll explain them in a second. Now, I don't know if it's confusion. I haven't played against confusion too much to know this, or the majority of the time that I've come across confusion, it's just been in the auto deck, so I haven't really controlled anything. When I build these decks, I don't use them at all. I sit there and I watch them being played by the AI to see if it's good enough to make a video on. I have not used this deck with my hands at all. And I don't know if confusion restricts you from retreating. I don't know if it's just something that the AI doesn't think of in that situation, but I've noticed that the only time that you end up losing the game, which, as you can see, our board is stacked. They're at 3 energy right now on their field, and we have 8. So it builds up energy really quick, and it makes it really easy for us to switch in and out of Dialgas into Melmetals. It makes us rotate faster. Initially, I had a Cyrus in the deck instead of having Leaf. So it was just basically Cyrus and Sabrina to force them to switch out all the time. But I noticed that in this, if you start with a Meltan, in the very rare cases that you start with Meltan instead of Dialga, Meltan typically stays out. It doesn't get switched out as much as it should. So I put Leaf in there as a way to get the Melmetal off of the active spot if it needs to be. That way it's only 1 energy instead of 3 to retreat. It definitely made a big difference. We'll leave it at that. But I've noticed that the only times where it really struggles to compete with this deck is if Mismagius gets out and it starts confusing Meltan. The game doesn't know that it can switch. At least I think. Honestly, like I said, I haven't gone against confusion all that much, so I don't really know if it's like sleep where you can't retreat if you're currently sleep or confused. All I know is that the game doesn't like to switch out when it's confused. I don't know if it's based on coding or if it's you literally can't. But that's the only time where it's really rough. And in those situations, you can like take it off of auto and control it yourself if you really want to. But in my personal opinion, the deck does its job at a fairly consistent rate. I don't really think it's necessary to take off and switch and do all this kind of stuff and manually play it when it can just sit there and do the job. Now, I don't know if it's going to retreat. If it retreats, that would be pretty interesting. It is going to heal back all the way up to 80. I wonder if it's going to stay in. It is going to retreat. Okay. What is it going to go into? Ralts. Interesting play, because now we just win. But mean, it's not really like you had a fair chance anyway. This game, it's pretty stacked in our favor. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's the first game out of, we'll see. I don't know. We're just gonna go fluid, no cuts. We're just gonna hop into the next game, see what happens. At the end of the video, we'll open up all the packs and just see what happens. But I just kind of want to go through this, no cuts, see if you guys can experience the glory that I was experiencing earlier today, which is consistent wins never fails. And the only time that it did fail, it was because of the weird confusion thing. And again, I don't know if it's an AI thing where it's a new mechanic, so it doesn't know how to go about it yet, or if it is actually that you can't retreat on confusion. Maybe if we experience it, we'll show it in the video. I'll take it off of auto for that instance just to see if it can be retreated, and then I'll let auto do its thing. But I'm very curious because I haven't actually tested that portion out yet. I'd be interested to see if it restricted you from being able to retreat. I'm pretty sure you can, which I don't know why the game doesn't like to retreat when it's confused, but that's neither here nor there. We're both starting with Dialga EX and them two Cresselia EX, so that's pretty cool. We're gonna be able to build our board up really, really quick. Both of our Dialgas are gonna be stacked. The only thing that I think would prevent us is if they get a Magius out here and start the confusion early, which I don't think will be the case. So we're gonna start our turn here. I'm gonna draw the red card. Don't use it. Don't use the red card, please. Okay, good. We're just gonna pass. And then on this next turn, we'll start building up the Dialga on our bench. And then, yeah, but I know, like I said, I haven't posted a video in a while. It's a new year, new me. I'm going to get back into it, you know, do all the things that content creators say they're going to do when they've definitely fallen off. I don't know how regularly I'll be posting. I don't know if it's going to be a regular thing. I don't know if I'm going to do any more than just these auto battles because, like I said at the beginning of the video, I feel like I'm carving myself into a niche when it comes to this game. I basically do nothing but post these auto battlers, which is pretty cool. I mean, I enjoy tweaking and finding these different decks that do this kind of stuff. It's something that I enjoy, so I don't mind. But in terms of replayability and other things involved in posting different things, I don't know the likelihood of that happening. Let's see if are we going to be able to stick it out? Oh, we're going to retreat. Okay. I mean, that's not a bad thing, I guess. We're going to divvy up the damage, I suppose. Let's go ahead and go for the Metallic Turbo. Buff up the Dialga on our bench a little bit. We are going to take another Psychic Flash. So I'm curious to see how this one plays out. I'm very curious to see. Oh, but yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. The initial deck did run Cyrus instead of Leaf. I did switch it in for Leaf instead of Cyrus because, one, we did need that retreat every now and then if it kept Malmetal in when it shouldn't have. And then, two, I don't know why the AI never played Cyrus. Literally never. Out of all... Because I just recently added the... what's it called? I just recently added the Leaf instead of Cyrus. I would say out of like 13 out of the 15 games, it never played Cyrus. It would have Cyrus in its hand every time, never play it. So I'm not really sure what that's about, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what that's about, but you know what? It's all right, I guess. So it doesn't look like we're going to win this one. This is the other thing too. I don't know why, unless it does it right now. It doesn't. The AI does not like switching out the board. It doesn't like it. It doesn't make any sense to me why it doesn't like it, but it truly does not enjoy switching out using like Sabrina. It doesn't use Cyrus. It's used Sabrina maybe once. I'm not sure what the reasoning is there. I really am not sure. So I think if the AI does what it should... Oh, it just handed us the win! It just handed us the win! Why did it do that? It just handed it to us. I won't complain, but like, oh, I mean, there was a very good chance that we lost this one. Why did the AI do that? Why did it switch out? Of all things to switch out into, why did it switch into the only thing that would die to one hit? That's kind of bizarre, but let's go ahead and hop into the third game. Okay, so we're 2 for 2. We probably shouldn't have won that last one, but we are technically 2 for 2 now. And anybody else who's done this event so far and you guys have racked up a bunch of packs, let me know. Have you pulled an ungodly amount of Skarmories? Because I have too many of them now. It was like the majority of my packs. I think I have like 5 or 6. It's just kind of ridiculous. Oh, actually, you know what? I need to rework what I said earlier. It wasn't 15 games on expert that I played, or whatever the last difficulty level is called. Oh, this will be an interesting game because we're starting out with a Meltan. This is typically where it goes wrong. Now, maybe it won't. Maybe the game will be played correctly and they'll use the X speed and get Meltan out of there now. If we get Meltan, okay, it is. All right, it's going to pull Meltan out. That's a good thing. If it kept it in, this would have been rough. It still would have been doable, but it would have been rough. But yes, okay, so I take what I said back before. It wasn't 15 games on expert. It was like 10 games on expert, and the rest of them were like working our way up to expert. So I guess I shouldn't really count those games. It won like 9 out of the 10, or however that math works. I think it only lost like 2 on expert. It lost 1 really early on. For some reason, it was just like, it didn't draw anything that it needed. So it ended up losing one of those very, very rare instances in like the intermediate or whatever the one right below expert is. But yeah, okay. Pretty good board state so far. We got double Dialga and a Melmetal set. So I'm curious to see if the Metallic Turbo is going to target the Dialga or the Melmetal. I don't know how it's going to prioritize this. I don't think I paid attention to this when it happened before. I hope it goes for the Melmetal, because the Melmetal does do more damage net. No, it goes for the Dialga. I mean, I guess that's okay. It's not like a bad thing by any means to set up the Dialga. But anyways, yeah, so it does have a very, very good win rating, though, on the expert range. I think it wins like 80% of the games from what I've seen. And right now we're down to 100 on the Cresselia. Next turn to be able to knock it out unless it heals, which I would hope that it does based off of its ability. Very curious. It didn't do anything. Okay. So down goes the first Cresselia, and hopefully the rest of the game will just follow. We're 2 for 2. This is the third game. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I guess maybe for scientific purposes, for all the calculations and all of the maths and all that stuff, we should probably go for 40, or not 40. I was looking at the battery percentage on my iPad. We should go for the 4th game and maybe even the 5th game, just so you guys have a good range of win to loss disparity ratios. But I mean, the deck seems pretty standard, pretty self-explanatory. I'm so glad that this new set brought it, like, breathed life into the steel type, because I wanted to use Melmetal so bad, and for my play style and for that kind of stuff, it just didn't fit it. I felt like there wasn't enough cards in the typing to be able to justify actually using it. So now that there's Dialga and there's a bunch of other things added in this event and in the new packs both, it's so much better. It's so much better, and I'm so excited to use this deck. Outside of the event even, I would love to use this. So all right, so we did lead with the Dialga and a Meltan, and we do have Professor's Research, so maybe we can get a Melmetal off of this. They only led with 1 Mischievous. This will be a really good game or a really bad game. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. This is game number 4. We won the first 3. Let's see if we can win these next 2. I'm sorry if you guys don't like this longer video. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think is a good range of gameplay for this kind of stuff? Do you think 3 games is okay? Do you think we should do the 5 games? Just let me know your thoughts down below. We'll wrap up the video pretty quickly here at the end of this game, though. Actually, I'll try that again. We'll go for the full 5. Again, this is all uncut, so I apologize for the brain lapses in the speaking department. But yeah, anyways, I'm very excited for this new set that came out. My girlfriend got into the game too, so we were saving up hourglasses to open up a bunch of like 10 packs when the new set came out. And within the first 10 packs, she pulled 2 rainbows. The second 10 pack, she pulled 2 immersive Palkias. And in the third 10 pack, she pulled the golden crown, or whatever the crown rare Palkia is. So she got stacked with this set. I got nothing. This Dialga EX came out of a completely separate 10 pack that I opened that I paid for. So the only way I get stuff is if I pay for it, which is kind of funny. Okay, we just broke through the confusion here. We're stacking up this Melmetal. Not really sure why we're stacking it up so heavily. I mean, we don't have anything else to play, so I guess that makes sense. But it would be nice if we could get a little bit of energy going onto the... Okay, actually, hang on. I gotta take the auto off. We're just going to see if I can retreat. Because I have enough energy to retreat. I'm confused. I'm curious to see if I can retreat. You can retreat. You can retreat on confusion. How much you want to bet? We're going to do this for scientific purposes or whatever you want to say. We're going to set this back in auto. I'm not going to do anything. We're going to see if it chooses to retreat or if it's going to keep it in and lose. My money is on it stays in. Auto. Oh, it retreated! No way! Okay, finally, thank God. Oh, boy. I like how the one time I'm trying to prove to you guys that the AI just doesn't know what to do, it does the right thing. Good for you. Good for you. You are learning artificial intelligence. Good job. Good job. The rest of this game is straightforward. We're going to win. I mean, I don't really know if we even need to keep this in the video, but I'm going to keep it completely uncut so you guys can see everything that happens. I swear, the only time that this deck lost was when that stuff happened and I wasn't able to retreat for some reason. Maybe it doesn't like to hard retreat. Maybe the AI only likes to retreat when there's cards in hand, which wouldn't necessarily make sense to me, but I guess. What? That was completely not necessary. I mean, what they probably should have done. Okay, well, I mean, we're not going to lose the game, so it's fine. We're still going to win, so I'm not worried about it. But, like, what they probably should have done was just hard retreated the Melmetal because it had more than enough energy. Use Sabrina to switch out the Miss Magius because chances are they wouldn't have been able to switch back out into it. Seems like that point loss was a waste and it didn't need to happen. We won anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but that was pretty interesting. That was a really, really interesting way to play. But all right, cool. So let's go ahead and get into this last game and see if we can come out 5 for 5. That'd be pretty interesting. I don't think we've ever done 5 games on these auto videos. So again, let me know in the comments if this is too much, if you guys think 3 games is more than enough. But let's just go ahead and get in here one more time. Check out this deck, see if we can go 5 for 5. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the video. If you do, like it, sub if you're new. We'll go over that at the end of the video, like always, though. Content creators, am I right? Yeah. All right, let's see what our opening hand is. Oh, it's the same Dialga Meltan. So we're going to start with the Dialga, go into the Meltan, and then they're starting with a Ralts. So they don't start with the Mismagius on board, which is really nice. Definitely don't want to deal with that. The Cresselia could be a little annoying, but if we can get rid of this Ralts early on, that'll be really, really good for us. So hopefully all we're doing is passing. We are. Are they going to be doing the good old retreating and switching into the Cresselia, or what are they doing? Oh, they're staying in, they're evolving. Okay. And they got a second Cresselia on board now. Okay. They're going to go for a slap. Could you imagine just Curlia walking up and slapping the god of time? Like, someone illustrate that, please. All right, so we're going to heal that health back. Not too bad. Going to go for the Metallic Turbo, put 2 energy on the Meltan, get it all set up. But yeah, anyway, so the whole, like, opening of these packs when the new set came out was crazy. My girlfriend and I were sitting in a Starbucks. We were doing, like, work and stuff. And then we were like, oh, the new set came out. Let's go ahead and open up all the packs we've been saving. She just back-to-back. Gold, immersive, crown rare. I got literally nothing. Like, a couple of base full arts, but nothing, like, super rare. And then like 2 days later, she opened up another single pack and got another rainbow rare out of it. And I was like, oh my God, they're just feeding you right now. I'm getting nothing out of this. I do like the fact that my girlfriend got into this game though. It's been really, really fun for us to play together and just talk about it and do that kind of stuff. Is really cool. Hopefully I can get her more into like Magic the Gathering and a bunch of other games that I play. She does play Magic and she does enjoy it, but not as much as Pokemon. So that's my next step, is getting her involved in Magic. For any of you guys that are curious, actually, I do have another channel that I'm trying to build up more. I haven't talked about it at all on this channel because this has mainly just been Pokemon, but since we're on the topic of TCGs, I figured I might as well just talk to you about it, especially since the game is just doing its thing and I'm here filling the dead air with words. I do have another channel that I kind of want to get off the ground with more TCG stuff. Right now, there's only one video on it for Elestrals, which is another game that I play. I do have a couple other videos planned. I don't know exactly when they're going to go up or if they are going to go up, because I'm kind of at this weird crossroads of trying to delegate time to doing things, which is part of the reason why I haven't posted a lot of videos here recently within the past like month or so. I think the last video that I posted was like in the middle of December, so I apologize for the hiatus, but life's just been crazy. I do my full-time job, I have an editing job afterwards for my brother, I also try to do my own stuff, and I'm taking a course now, so like my time is spread pretty thin, so I do apologize if you've been anticipating videos from me and you haven't seen any, but I do have another channel if you guys are interested. It's called Mulligrims, or Mulligrim. It's just a TCG channel, so we'll be doing a lot of like Magic the Gathering Illustrals, maybe some physical TCG for Pokemon, all that kind of stuff, but... all right, let's see what happens here. We're at 10 HP. We are at 10 HP. Just go for the heavy impact and win. Look at that, guys. 5 for 5. Isn't that something? Isn't that just something? So I guess that's pretty cool. There we go. And you know what? We're already here. We've already been here for like 20 minutes. What's a couple more minutes? Why don't we just like open up the packs that we just got? Oh, what about that? Maybe I can finally get the Cresselia, because I do not have that yet. Can we talk about how the last couple of events have been kind of subpar, just because like the chase card, as it were, was not an EX? I feel like the last ones, like the Venusaur and the Blastoise, were kind of lackluster because they weren't the EX variants. I feel like they're really cool additions to have visually, because they're like really interesting artworks and stuff. I think the Blastoise is in like a car repair shop, which is like really, really cool. But the fact that they weren't the EXs kind of just takes away from their playability, I feel. I don't know. I really like the first one that they did, the Lapras, and I really like... Yes, let's go, baby! Let's go! All right, Cresselia number 1. We only need one more of those. But yeah, the first one with the Lapras was really nice, because that was the only way that you could get Lapras. I don't think they've introduced it into the game in any other way. But let's go ahead and open up these last 3 packs, see if we can't get a second one. Maybe I'll build a Cresselia deck. Who said that? Who said that? Maybe it'll be exactly like the event deck, because that's pretty much how I would build it. But anyways, I don't know. I think the last 2 events, the Blastoise and the Venusaur, I think it's interesting that they did Venusaur and Blastoise but left Charizard out. Don't really know why they did that, especially because Charizard's like the fanboy card of the game. Like it's just everywhere. It's like the staple card that every single human being on the face of the planet knows about. So I think it's interesting that they didn't have an event for that one yet. Maybe they're pacing themselves. I don't know. Did we just get 3 Electivires back to back aside from the one Cresselia? Did that happen, or am I losing it? Am I losing it, chat? Chat, we're not live. Comment section. Hello. This is me. I had a long day today. Last pack. Let's see if we can't get that Cresselia, baby. No, we got like our 18th Skarmory. But all right, let's go ahead and just wrap this video up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck. If you guys have any input on what I should change, what I should do, if there's a different deck list that you guys want to see for this event or just in general, let me know down below. Like if you do, sub if you're new, but I'm out. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Peace.